Welcome back, dear one. You've listened deeply to your body. You've honored its messages with compassion. Now we gently shift from listening to allowing, from understanding pain to resting in the peace that lies beneath it. Healing is not something we force, it is something we allow. Just as a river returns to calm when left undisturbed, your body and mind naturally seek balance when you stop trying to control them. In this part of the journey, we explore the art of presence, not as something to achieve, but as something to return to, again and again. Whether you're holding chronic pain, sleeplessness, anxiety, or emotional fatigue, know that peace is not far. It lives within you, quiet but steady, like the moon behind passing clouds. Through breath, through stillness, through the simple act of being here, we remember what the Zen masters have always taught. Your true nature is already whole. You do not need to strive. You only need to soften. Let us begin, slowly, gently, by resting in what is already here. Presence is the greatest medicine. Deep healing begins with simple presence. Being here with what is, without judgment or striving, opens space for the body to realign itself. What if healing didn't require effort? What if the most powerful medicine wasn't something to swallow, to fix, or to achieve, but simply to be here, fully now? In the Zen tradition, presence is not a technique. It is our natural state. Before the thoughts, before the striving, before the need to figure everything out. And in that quiet presence, healing unfolds, not because we make it happen, but because we stop getting in the way. You may be used to doing, to fixing, to searching. But what if right now, nothing is required of you? What if the only thing your body truly needs is your gentle attention? Sit quietly. Feel your breath, the rise and fall, the soft movement in your chest or belly. Notice the weight of your body supported by the surface beneath you. You don't need to change anything. You don't need to feel better. Just be with what is. This presence is not passive. It is deeply engaged. It listens. It senses. It allows. And in allowing, it creates space. Space for tension to release, for emotion to move, for wisdom to surface. Your nervous system begins to settle. The body begins to trust. And what once felt chaotic begins to reorganize itself, without force, without pressure. Presence is the opposite of resistance. Where resistance tightens and judges, presence relaxes and accepts. And in that relaxation, your body remembers how to heal. There may still be pain. There may still be fatigue. But they are no longer the whole story. They are met with kindness, held in awareness, softened by your willingness to be with them rather than run from them. So the next time you ask, "What should I do?" try instead, "Can I simply be?" Not to escape your experience, but to enter it fully. Because it's in the heart of this very moment, not in some future solution, that peace begins. Presence doesn't promise perfection. It offers something better, truth. And in truth, we find rest. In rest, we find healing. And in healing, we return gently, steadily, to the wholeness we never truly lost. Sleep as the deepest meditation. Insomnia is often the result of clinging, control, or fear of letting go. Resting in awareness, even without sleep, is already restorative. There is a kind of meditation that requires no effort, no posture, no technique. It begins the moment you let go. It deepens when you stop trying, and it unfolds when you surrender to rest. This is the meditation of sleep. In the Zen tradition, we are not taught to control sleep. We are invited to meet it with reverence. Sleep is not a failure of discipline, nor a reward for productivity. It is a sacred rhythm, a return to the ground of being. Yet so often when sleep escapes us, we chase it. We try harder. We resist wakefulness, and the more we strive, the further it slips away. But rest, like peace, cannot be forced. It comes when we create space, when we stop grasping, when we simply allow. If you are lying awake in the quiet hours of the night, you are not alone. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not broken. Your mind may be busy. Your heart may be holding more than it can process. But even without sleep, healing can still happen. Through presence, through breath, through soft attention. Try this. Instead of trying to fall asleep, just rest. Feel the weight of your body. Notice the breath moving through you like waves. Listen to the silence, not to fill it, but to be held by it. You don't need to fix the night. You only need to stop running from it. This kind of rest is a doorway. It leads not only to sleep, but to a deeper stillness within you. A place untouched by insomnia, by thought, by the need to get anything right. In this way, sleep becomes a teacher. It shows us how to surrender, how to let go of control, how to trust the body's natural intelligence. So if sleep comes, let it take you. If it delays, rest anyway. You are still healing. You are still whole. And this night is not wasted. The Zen masters teach. When you rest deeply, the mind returns to its original clarity. And from that clarity, peace arises, like the moon returning from behind the clouds. Let yourself rest now, in body, in breath, in the tender embrace of what is. Being with mental struggles the Zen way, pain, anxiety, depression. Suffering arises not just from pain itself, but from our resistance to it, the second arrow. Emotions are like clouds, they pass. You are the sky that holds them. There are moments when the mind feels heavy, like a sky full of storm clouds. Pain lingers. Worry loops endlessly. A quiet sadness settles deep in the bones. In those moments, it can feel like something is wrong with us, like we're falling behind, failing, or somehow broken. But Zen offers a different view. It teaches us that these states, pain, anxiety, depression, are not enemies. They are not signs of weakness. They are weather passing through the vast sky of awareness. And that sky, your true nature, remains untouched, no matter how strong the winds may blow. The Buddha spoke of the two arrows. The first arrow is the inevitable pain of being human. Loss, confusion, illness, heartache. The second arrow is what we add: judgment, shame, resistance. While we cannot always avoid the first, we can learn not to shoot ourselves with the second. When anxiety arises, we are invited not to suppress it, but to breathe with it. To notice. Where does it live in the body? How does it move? Rather than labeling it as bad, we meet it with kindness. You're here. I see you. Let's sit together. When sadness returns, as it sometimes does, we practice not pushing it away, but softening around it. We allow it to speak, not in words, but in sensations, in stillness. And in that stillness, something beautiful often happens. The sadness begins to shift, not because we forced it, but because we finally allowed it to be seen. Zen does not offer quick fixes. It offers presence, a willingness to stay. A reminder that you are not your pain, your worry, or your despair. You are the one who notices them, and that noticing is already healing. So when the mind feels clouded, the heart feels raw, or the body feels tired, pause. Breathe. Place your hand on your chest if it helps, and say, even this is allowed. Because in that allowing, in that gentle recognition, you make room, not only for healing, but for wholeness. The wholeness that was never lost, only forgotten in the storm. The middle way and patience in healing. Avoid extremes. Neither neglect nor over-control the body. Healing is a process. Patience and consistency matter more than force. Healing rarely happens in a straight line. Some days feel lighter, others heavier. One moment we feel hopeful, the next we feel lost. This rhythm is not a mistake. It is the natural dance of restoration. And in the heart of that dance, Zen invites us to walk the middle way. The Buddha taught the middle way as the path between extremes, neither indulgence nor denial, neither pushing too hard nor giving up completely. It is a path of balance, of steady presence, of wise effort grounded in compassion. In healing, this means we do not ignore the body, nor do we obsess over every symptom. We do not demand instant results, nor do we resign ourselves to suffering. Instead, we show up again and again with patience. True healing asks for time. It asks for trust. It asks for gentleness in the face of urgency. And in a world that prizes speed and progress, patience becomes a radical act of love. You might be tempted to measure your progress, to ask, why am I not better yet? But the body is not a machine on a deadline. It is a living field of wisdom, moving at its own pace, responding to layers you cannot always see. Healing is not always visible, but that does not mean it isn't happening. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is rest. Sometimes it's taking a slow walk, sipping warm tea, or simply breathing without trying to change anything. These small acts, done with intention, become seeds of transformation. And when frustration arises, because it will, meet it as part of the process, not a sign of failure. Whisper to yourself, I'm healing, even when it doesn't feel like it. I'm healing, moment by moment. The middle way honors both effort and ease. It reminds us that we can care deeply without clinging, that we can be devoted to our well-being without being ruled by fear or perfectionism. So walk gently, step by step. Let your pace be guided not by expectation, but by presence. Healing is not a race, it is a return. And every breath you take in patience is a step toward coming home. Like water, letting go allows deep recovery. The body heals best when we stop trying to fix it. Let go, like still water letting sediment settle, clarity comes naturally. Healing does not always come from doing more. Sometimes it comes when we stop doing, when we stop striving, stop tightening, stop trying to fix ourselves as if we were broken. Zen teaches us that true recovery, deep, cellular, spiritual healing, unfolds when we let go. Let go of the timeline. Let go of the expectations. Let go of the belief that healing must look a certain way or arrive by a certain date. Like water that clears when it is undisturbed, your body and mind begin to restore themselves when you release the pressure to get better. You may be used to pushing. You may have learned that worth is earned through effort. But your body doesn't need to be conquered. It needs to be trusted. Its wisdom flows like a river, subtle, persistent, and strong. You only need to stop building dams against it. Try this now. Take a long, slow breath. Feel how the breath enters, not because you force it, but because you allow it. Feel how the exhale releases without effort. This is the way healing works. Not by force, but by rhythm. Not by control, but by surrender. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means allowing life to move as it naturally does. It means resting like a leaf on a stream, carried not by your will, but by something wiser. When we let go, the body relaxes, the nervous system calms, the heart softens, and in that spaciousness, deep recovery begins, not just in muscles or cells, but in the soul. You may not always see the change, but like spring water seeping through stone, healing works quietly. Trust that. Letting go also means releasing old identities, the belief that you are defined by illness, anxiety, pain. These are experiences, not who you are. Beneath all that you've carried is a stillness that has never been wounded. Like water, you are meant to move, to flow, to return to clarity. So breathe, be still, and let healing rise, not as something you must achieve, but as something that naturally returns when you stop trying so hard. Let go and be restored. Healing is not found in striving. It is revealed in stillness, not earned through force, but remembered through presence. As you've gently returned to your breath, your body, and the quiet wisdom within, you've stepped back into a rhythm older than fear, deeper than pain. A rhythm of trust, of balance, of simply being. Your body knows how to heal. Your spirit remembers how to rest. And in your willingness to let go, you've already begun the return. So walk softly, breathe slowly, and carry this truth with you. You are already whole, even in the process, even in the unknown, even now.